I was excited. As soon as I clicked, I was like, oh my God, yes, that's cool.
And I can't wait to do it.
I was really excited. I've heard so much about Punto Urban Art Museum.
Sometimes, fine arts are very inaccessible for people. I really wanted to be able to create art that people can see themselves reflected in.
The book, A Dream Called Home, really resonated with me.
Reyna Grande talks about the turtle and how it can kind of carry what it needs on its back. Anywhere it goes, it's home.
There's a lot of parallels between her life and my own life.
The quote from the book, "You're not less, you're more," it's big for an immigrant to hear.
Es el sueño que busca todo el que migra aquí a este país, tener un hogar, una casa.
Having to restart and find yourself anew in a new place, in a new land, with new people.
Kind of always feeling like you have one foot in one place and the other one in another, and that you don't fully belong in every space.
I loved it. It's a wonderful book.
We're thinking about the theme of A Dream Called Home, and the beauty behind it is that you're bringing your own story to it and you're bringing your own meaning to it.
I think this wall is special. People may come for the bigger scale murals, but they stay for the local stories. So we have 14 artists all together, and then we selected 6 residents or neighbors, and it was just such a great experience and fun. Even I learned tips about installing a mural.
This is the first workshop of 2, which will then lead to about a week and a half of mural installation.
Today's been good. It's been refreshing.
I've never painted, not even a wall.
Being a mentor is really exciting.
I love her ideas, and she's really relaxed, but at the same time, she gets things done.
Elijah, who's one of the residents who participated in this, developed a really amazing friendship with Guzman. They had such an amazing experience working together in the workshops. So it's really nice to see that this program, how it's creating those particular spaces for that dialogue to take place.
She's the type of person that you can just spitball ideas, and then she's like, oh yeah, I get what you're talking about.
With Elijah's sketch, it's just like an ink sketch. It was very easy to take a photo of that, pop it into Procreate, and then from there we can play around with colors.
We build off each other, we grow off each other. So that's what the dream home is, because it starts with us.
Yuko and Yinette developed it so that the residents were going to have a prominent place in it, but then so were the artists. They weren't just coming in here, throwing up a mural and then leaving, but they were having some sort of engagement and involvement with the residents.
I never thought I could have such a beautiful piece. Yuko was a huge help.
A lot of people walked by while we were doing the mural, gave us a lot of compliments and asked us a lot of questions. It was really dope.
Yeah.
We were in shock in how well they developed concepts, how well they connected to the subject, and how well they worked to achieve this mural. Even if at the beginning they were like, what did I get myself into?
En el caso mío, que nunca había dibujado nada excepto un muñequito para los niños, yo siento que pareciera como que yo había aprendido en otra vida, porque...
Yeah, Altagracia is a very sweet señora, and she really feels like my grandmother, your grandmother, she's loving and caring. I love that she's so courageous.
Por lo menos para ser mi primera vez, fue maravilloso. Usar mis manos en otras cosas que no sea solamente cabello, fregar, cocinar, eso. Maravilloso.
Excelente persona, muy dinámica, muy cariñosa. Ella es una persona muy atrevida. Tú le dices algo y ella de una vez intenta hacerlo y fue muy bien, todo salió bien.
Yo nací y crecí en una casita así hasta los 12 años. Yo me imaginé en ese campo que yo siempre soñé y se me quitaron los nervios, no pensé en nada difícil.
No tiene miedo, ¿no?
What I painted is a traditional Behigante mask. I decided to incorporate that as a nod to my people's resilience and also being gentle enough to smile in the face of adversity.
There's a girl in yellow, and she's holding a home that she's trying to grow.
It's based off of a photo that was taken the day before we moved to America with my mom.
I came from a poor family from Lowell, so we kind of had the understanding, through Section 8, that the places we were staying were temporary. What I'm making is a piece about making home yours and defining what that is.
My mural is a portrait of my father's face back in the 80s. And in the 80s, he had this big, poofy afro, and we make jokes about it because it's like he got a success perm.
There's a woman carrying fruits and vegetables in a basket on her head, which is a powerful image that represents Black and brown women in the Caribbean as well as around the world.
Dos mujeres que vienen a trabajar aquí a los Estados Unidos y están trabajando en una finca, como recogiendo tomate para llevar el sustento. Se encuentran una visión de un valle con montañas.
Feels like a wedge is being driven between an individual and their community.
The mural I ended up deciding on was drawing a Mexican woman. One side, she's portrayed in black and white, which is my idea of how she's perceived from the rest of the world. And then essentially the other half is a rich explosion of colors and shapes.
My husband, who bought me the rice cooker in college, he's Cuban American and I'm Chinese American. And so we both had that like similarity and overlap in our experiences, that we both grew up eating rice all the time.
I feel like I've seen people really open up, especially since the workshops and when they started installing their murals. It's like they just like bloomed into a beautiful flower.
Definitely life-changing, but it looks really good. I'm really excited.
Even first day, I've had a couple of people just stop by and they were like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Like, thank you.
Typically in museums, they'll have a curator who's the person, one individual and who has a specialty, who's determining what artists and what art is being shown in that particular space. And so we want to try and break that down a little bit by giving artists and the community members a bit more say and giving them opportunities to also contribute, say, to like the vision or the direction in which the museum goes.
Bien, se siente uno bien porque tiene la conexión con el público.
Art is fundamentally the single greatest thing that humanity has ever created.
I think it's so important for us psychologically to live in spaces that are beautiful.
The neighborhood is just so much more vibrant than it was before.
Para mí, mi primera vez y descubrí que lo apasionado que es ese mundo que nunca había entrado.
I love that it's just out there for everyone and that everyone can walk by and experience it.
It's been awesome. It's been an awesome opportunity to do this.
When you start to beautify a place the way this has been happening here, it's really meaningful for the people who call the place home.
Estoy muy, muy, muy agradecida, muy contenta. Estoy feliz.
I am very, very honored to be here with you today, and this video took my breath away. To me, this day, this experience, and listening to the artists earlier today talk about their work, it just reinforces my idea of how art is so important to us as human beings. You know, I mean, it helps to create those bridges that keeps us connected as a global society.